Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 3 of the Simulation Football League. It's a nice 75 degrees out here in Jacksonville, but in the Lions Den Dome, it's going to get a lot hotter as we get to see the 1-0 Kings hosting the 1-0 Indianapolis Ramblers. Our statisticians for tonight are Frank Gooden and Axel Raven, and the show will be produced by Commissioner Cameron Irvine. And last but not least, joining me in the booth is my analyst, the one and only John Warren. John, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, Mark. How about you? I'm excited to see some football here in the Dome. Both of these teams got kind of an up and down start to their season. Colin Pierce is really impressive in week 1, but then shut down last week in Canton. And then as for Jacksonville, they eked out that win in Charleston last week. They get their home opener tonight. Hopefully OJ Bruin can get on the right path after throwing 5 picks so far this season. I'm looking forward to a good game here.
We are all looking forward to a good game as both teams themselves looking forward to come out with a win and get onto a 2-1 start, trying to avoid the 1-2 hole. And with this kickoff, we're going to see Jacksonville in their very interesting colored uniforms. Black in the back, purple in the front.
That two-tone Lakers vibe going on with the gold, too.
They sure do, but here we will start the game with the kickoff. Jacksonville kicks it. Indy will kneel that and start in their 20. Anything interesting you want to look forward to in this game, specifically with offense or defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think Colin Pierce had a really good week 1, threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Last week he threw a pick. I'm hoping he can get a little bit on a more of a leadership role. This rushing attack is not super impressive so far, so he needs to show up.
Well, first play of the game. Can go back a bunch to the right. Throw to the outside. And very good start by Indianapolis as they pick up over 10 yards on that swing pass. Let us introduce you to the Indianapolis offense. As you saw the quarterback, Colin Pierce, make the nice throw right there. Receiver Devon Lloyd, but the rest of the offense includes Tina Sosa, halfback, Christian Pierce, the other halfback. This is a better view of that catch and run. Fullback is Joel Harleman. Wide receiver Rob Hunt. Devon Lloyd was that receiver you saw there. Ryan Roosevelt, another receiver with Jeff Banfield. And the two tight ends, Randy Pierce and Jimmy Wint. We'll introduce the rest of them after this play as Indy lines up in ace formation, 2 backs, or 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends. Colin Pierce taking his time out here. Will finally hand the ball off. And it's about a 2-yard pickup as Christian Pierce with his first carry of the game.
Yeah, and Christian Pierce, he is their leading rusher, but still not averaging a lot of yards per carry. Both he and Tino Sosa are struggling to get started here early in the season.
Both under 2.5 yards per carry. Here's a late handoff, but very well read by the Jacksonville defense. That was John Patrick Levine with a nice tackle for, well, it looked like a tackle for loss, but they'll say that it's about a 1-yard carry.
Yeah, I like the motion of that first play of this drive, getting Devon Lloyd in space. They didn't put a lot of people in motion last week. I expect more of that, but a couple handoffs here.
Empty set as Colin Pierce looks deep. He will find his man. Nice catch right there. Jeff Banfield, his first catch of this game, third only of the season, despite having 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's been kind of a red zone threat so far this season with those 2 touchdowns in the red zone. And this is him getting out in space. I think that's maybe his highest. That's definitely his longest catch of the year so far. So getting a couple receivers going early that have only had 3 catches between them, between Devon Lloyd and Jeff Banfield. So Ryan Roosevelt's definitely his top target, but getting other people involved makes a lot of sense.
So here we go once again in single back formation. There were 3 receivers lined up to the left, but the pitch to the left goes nowhere. It's another tackle for loss by the Jacksonville defense, who seem to have keyed into the Indianapolis run game very early on here, John.
Yeah, and we saw the formula to shut down that run last week against Canton as well. Canton really shut it down, and we saw some of these pitch outs to Devon Lloyd in that game as well.
Here's another ace formation. This time it's going to be a pass play as Colin Pierce looks to throw deep, a little overthrown. As the defense deflects that, it's the first 3rd and long for for Indianapolis. We'll see how they respond.
Yeah, Havo Ramsey was out there in space, had a little bit of a jump on that receiver, and it was a little overthrown. He had actually a chance to intercept it, but it falls to the ground.
They really like this formation where Christian Pierce is alone in the backfield with 3 wideouts to the left. Another pass by Colin Pierce, throws to the left, but this time tipped by Jacksonville. I believe that was Young Vop on the deflection. It is, and that will signal the first 4th down and likely a punt by Indianapolis.
Yeah, Young Vaught tied for the most tackles on this Jacksonville Kings defense, and he got his hand up right there, deflected that pass, had no chance, and now we're going to get our first punt of the game.
So solid offensive start initially by Indianapolis. Jacksonville able to put a stop to that and force a punt out of range for a field goal. They're going to receive it inside the 20. Going to be brought down inside the 18, and that will be where Jacksonville starts. Any nice things you saw on that drive?
Well, I like that Colin Pierce is throwing downfield a bit. They've had an issue getting their running backs going, which is kind of why they use Devin Lloyd in that role sometimes. But I think they're going to have to air it out a little bit more.
Well, now it's O.J. Bruin and company who will look to air things out probably as they line up in single back. Also a 2 tight end, 2 wideout set. Here's O.J. Bruin throwing in the middle to his tight end. Will be a nice pickup. Sorry, that's Connor Weston, number 83, with a nice pickup down the middle. The number 1 receiver in terms of reception so far in the season gets his first one tonight.
Yeah, he's got more receptions than everybody else on his team combined. With 18, that was his 19th. He's having a great start to his season.
Also, the only lone receiver with a touchdown. Here's the handoff to Shepard Vakarian, who has had an interesting season so far. Here is the Jacksonville Kings offense. You saw Vakarian with the carry right there. Quarterback O.J. Bruin leads the offense. Sean Sanders is the other halfback. You also have Jonathan Haynes, King Alexander, Joe Beasley, Kingston Ellington, and Connor Weston as the wide receivers. And Jim Copeland Jr. and Dot Williams are the tight ends. Here's an I-Pro set as another handoff, this time to Sean Sanders. Sean Sanders will be able to pick up a healthy 6 after stretching the field to the right and before being tackled.
I love this backfield. You have Sean Sanders, who is this quick 5'7", 220-pound back. Shepard Vakarian, 6'2", so you could not have 2 more different backs in the backfield and each have their specific role.
Power play and agility play combined, but here's a fullback handoff, but this is to Dot Williams, who has been supposedly the fullback for Jacksonville the past couple of games, has been lining up fullback several times already, and here they get their first carry. Now they're going to line up in spread offset I formation. That is once again Dot Williams in the fullback. Handoff. A late handoff, but well read by the Indy defense. They stop it for only a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I mean, really, it wasn't until kind of late in the game that Canton got the jump on the Ramblers last week. They really did play a pretty good, solid defensive game. So they should be pretty excited about this defense going forward.
This defense has had a lot of tackle for losses, leads the league in TFLs with 23. 11 of those are from Adam Weissman, who was involved in that last tackle. Jacksonville out of twins. O.J. Bruin will look to pass downfield. He will find Weston. Weston with a huge run, catch and run down the middle of the field. He will set his team up inside the 30-yard line.
Well, you can see what Connor Weston leads the league through 2 weeks in receptions. He can get out in space. That kind of got sprung by a little bit of traffic jam over on that side of the field, but he's just so quick. I mean, he can make those cuts super quick, great route runner, and big first down for Jacksonville.
And in this era of, team cap salaries and whatnot, Weston is just outside the top 10 in terms of wide receiver salaries, and yet he is the major contributor of the team. Here's another handoff, this time to Vakarian, breaks loose from a couple tackles, will be able to get 6 yards before being pushed out of bounds. And I tell you what, John, Vicarian is just continuing what he did all the way back in the minor league here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and there's a reason he's everyone's favorite running back on the Citadel. Shepard Vicarian is just a solid, big running back, legs always moving, impressive runner.
Second season with the team, second season in the league. He has definitely solidified his spot in the roster. But here they go in Joker set. Formation, handoff once again to Vicarian. Or, sorry, that's not Vicarian. That's Sean Sanders, able to avoid one tackler, but just shy of a first down.
Sean Sanders had that first down if he had just actually just turned upfield and put his foot in the ground. Instead, he did an extra spin move, ended up behind the first down marker. So 3rd and inches here.
Full line stand. We'll see here. Oh, will he get there? Oh, Vicarian brings down the man. Filthy stiff arm. They get the first down, but they also reap the souls of the Indy defenders.
I really thought there was going to be too much congestion back there for Vicarian to squeeze by, but he shifts around the corner and lowered his shoulder, got a couple yards. What a big first down near the red zone.
Huge first down as they give themselves another set of plays. OG Bruin throws down the middle. Really liking that spot in the defense. This time is Jim Copeland with a target and reception. He'll pick up 1 for their team. That's about 7-yard catch.
Yeah, Copeland is the 2nd leading receiver on this team, way behind Connor Weston, but still, that was the 7th catch of the season. Kind of a security blanket role here for OJ Bruin.
Another heavy set lined up by OG Bruin and company. Another handoff to Vicarian. Another first down by the big man. He's going to get pushed or, I guess, guided out of bounds, but that is still a huge gain by him and company.
Yeah, that was an excellent play call. You could see that Indianapolis was prepared to stop the run over there on the far side. Instead, Vicarian cuts to the near side, had a lot of space, was able to get the first down.
Here's another offset spread formation. Last time, Weston was able to get a huge catch out of this. This time, it's a pitch. It's a pitch to Sanders, it looks like, and Sanders gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. That is the no gain. And the Indy, looks like that was Michael Ryan on the huge tackle.
Yeah, sometimes Sanders needs to be a little bit patient, wait for those blocks to develop. He's so quick. If he's patient, he can get those blocks to develop and then use that quickness to get upfield.
Here's OJ Bruin looking downfield, looking at the end zone. Throw to the end zone.
Wow.
Close. I thought that would have been caught, but the defense just put under pressure and the ball just falls harmlessly to the ground. Russell amongst the defenders in the area to stop that.
Oh, Jack Russell really had a shot at getting his second pick of the season, but it goes right through his hands. That was a risky throw. I mean, Weston is a good target, obviously, but that was a pretty risky throw on 2nd down.
That would have been only the 2nd touchdown, potentially, of Bruin, still sitting at 1 touchdown for the season. He lines up in gun formation with 4 wideouts. Deep step back by Bruin, rolling out, taking his time, looks downfield. It's a catch. It's a touchdown. It's a Weston. It's Ellington with his first TD of the season. And what a way to start by Jacksonville.
And this is just one of those plays where, I mean, that's a great placed ball. It looked like to me that Ernest McCray Sr. maybe overplayed it a little, as expected Ellington to keep running in the back. Instead, OJ Bruin threw it a little bit behind, and Ellington put on the brakes and scored his first touchdown of the season. So first points on the board for Jacksonville.
First points go to them. Credit to the front line, giving Bruin basically a century to make that throw, as we have credit to the line starring Brendan Ryan, Marcella Martin, and Carly Forge. Those 3, along with the other linemen, really, they just gave OJ Bruin the time of his life.
Yeah, he had so much time for that play to develop downfield. And I was like, are you going to get rid of the ball at some point? And he was just waiting for that to materialize, and he had the time, so he took it.
He did take it, and he allowed the 6 to materialize, and it sure did. They are now up 7-0. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join Community button and begin your career or meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. Here's the second drive of Indianapolis. It's another swing pass, and that the first time they ran this play, John, it was a similar result where they gained about a mediocre amount of yards and set them up for a good second down.
Yeah, but getting Devin Lloyd in space is, I think, a good idea. I like that they put him in motion. I like that they move some parts around. The running game is a little bit predictable for Indianapolis, so it makes sense.
Throw down the field, tries to find number 41, Randy Pierce, at tight end. Couldn't make the catch, though. To note, Christian Pierce was wide open for a swing pass for actually plenty yards after catch, but that'll be 3rd and 6 instead.
Yeah, Pierce had a pretty good game last week. A couple of big catches down the stretch, but they want to get him a little bit more involved.
And last week, that was when they went down 26 to Canton. This time, they're not going to go down. They're going to play swing in one huge play with the pass to Jeff Banfield. They answer back with 6.
Jeff Banfield's just been Mr. Red Zone his first 2 weeks, but he had a big catch on that first drive, and now a huge one. That is, just an overplay by Roy Towers. Banfield able to get around him, and he just turns on the Jets, and that is his 3rd touchdown of this young season.
And then before coming into this week, he was tied for 3rd in terms of touchdowns, as you mentioned, had 2 for the season. And despite despite being stopped in their first drive, they answer back quickly. And without giving us time to go over the Jacksonville defense, they have to shut out their offense once again.
Yeah, we haven't had a whole lot of time to introduce those defenses, huh?
It's just big play after big play, at least on the Indy side. As here they will kick the ball off back to Jacksonville. Incredible start by both teams, putting points on the board. Here's the return, a spin move, but a big tackle around the 29-yard line. That's where Jacksonville will start their second drive of the evening. And boy, we're getting an interesting start to this game. Close game. These two teams have only faced each other once in their history. That was 2 seasons ago in season 20 when it was Indy who was hosting Jacksonville in a beatdown where they beat them by over 20 points. So this time Jacksonville looking for a little bit of revenge 2 years late or 2 seasons late. Here they are. They're going to line up once again the offset spread formation. OJ Bruin last time found the end zone here. Going to look deep. Rolling out once again. That same century-long pass materializes into nothing. Weston, the intended target, but covered well there, John.
I'm surprised he didn't have something more downfield. We couldn't see it from that angle, obviously. But Weston well covered. It just did not take... these routes, I guess, did not develop. The coverage is pretty solid. And even though he had all day, Bruin can't come down with the completion.
Bruin, one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league, could have actually run that on the edge as well. Instead, here's Bruin. Finally will run off of the opening, and this time will be brought down. Technically a 1-yard gain, so not a sack. It's not going to be a sack against him. But boy, that was tough to look at.
Yeah, to your point, that first down play, it did look like he probably had some room. That one, it didn't look like he had much of a pocket to run up into. So, but he did get that 1 yard, but it's still 3rd and long.
He didn't also have a check down option for that specific play. Right. But here he goes once again, having to move out of pocket. Will throw and make the catch. Oh boy, what a play by OJ Bruin. Finds Ellington for the second time in the evening and finds him for another huge gain.
Ellington having a huge game so far, and it's kind of a little bit close to that touchdown catch. He just was a little bit behind the defender, and he just gets in front of him. That was incredible. Ernest McCrae Sr. again on that coverage, just did not have a handle on Ellington, and Ellington able to get a huge gain. to
And
move the sticks on third down.
despite having only 3 catches coming into this week, all 3 came last week for Ellington, and tonight already has 2 more. Here's the rush from Indy, rush 5, but OJ Bruin with enough time throws to Weston, another 9-yard pickup for them, and it feels like OJ Bruin is starting to be on fire in the passing game.
Yeah, he's getting a rhythm going, and this offensive line has been pretty impressive. They picked up a key block there to make sure that Bruin had enough time to make that completion to Weston.
Hand it to Vakarian. Vakarian will pick up the first down. He picks up another first down. That will keep the chains going. And that essentially will be the end of the first quarter. And what an incredible first quarter it has been, folks. 7-7 as Jacksonville hosting the Indianapolis Ramblers. But Jacksonville with the ball in their possession. And this drive looking to extend the lead. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 3 as the 1-1 Jacksonville Kings hosting the 1-1 Indianapolis Ramblers. But it's looking like Jacksonville having momentum on this side in this offensive drive. Here they line up in I-Pro set. It'll be a handoff. It's a good carry and the run by Vakarian. And now that passing game early on in the drive seems to be opening up the run game for Jacksonville.
Yeah, and that's what balance typically does in either direction. You start to get a running game going, then those passing lanes become a little bit softer. If you start to open up the passing game, then those running lanes become a little more open. So, yeah, it's nice to see such balance from Jacksonville so far in this game.
3.6 yards per carry for Vakarian in the evening. This time it's Sanders with a handoff, who himself has a little over 3.0 yards per carry. It's third and short for them. It'll be interesting what they pull up from their playbook in this play.
Yeah, Sanders is traditionally a little bit more of a home run hitter, averaging 5.6 yards per carry coming into this game. They've done a good job of containing him so far today.
Here we go in 3rd and 1. Handoff down the middle. It's a fullback handoff. Did not get it. The referees say that Dot Williams has the first down. It's really close. We'll see if this gets challenged. It looks like it's not for now.
Yeah, we obviously couldn't see the nose of the football, but it looked like Dot Williams. That benefit of the doubt is okay with me.
This time a late handoff. Jacksonville pulling out different tricks in their run play. They had the fullback handoff to Dot Williams, a late handoff off of the draw, really trying to mix things up on the ground.
Yeah, Rick Evans was back there for Indianapolis, but so was Adam Wiseman, who you mentioned earlier is leading the league in tackles for loss. That was another one.
Here we go in spread formation once again for Jacksonville. This time they're going to motion. It looks like Weston motioning from the right side to the left, having to flip the defense as well. Pitch to the right where Weston evacuated, and that's only it looks like it's a 0-yard gain off of that play. Sanders unable to do anything with that play.
Yeah, I guess they say his knee was down before he got any yardage. It looked like he might have gotten 1 or 2, but I guess not. Yeah, Sanders has been pretty contained in this game so far. They might want to mix it up a little bit more with Vakarian or just get this passing game going again.
They might out of this play as Bruin and gun. Deep step back. Throws to the right side to coverage. That was double covered. And targeting Joe Beasley. Beasley, that was his first target of the evening. And that will materialize into nothing as that will be another 4th down by Jacksonville. But it looks like it would be a field goal range for them.
Yeah, Bradshaw's going to make the attempt. Yeah, Joe Beasley, solid return man, but was double covered on that play. He didn't have much of a chance to reel that in.
So here comes a field goal to cap off a 12-play drive. That field goal is good, and they will put up a 3-point lead here in the second quarter. The answer back after Indianapolis's 3-play drive with a 12-play drive of their own.
Yeah, credit Indianapolis, though. They were able to contain that run a little bit after it started to get going. And then OJ Bruin just did not have a whole lot to work with downfield. So Indianapolis' defense really showed up on that drive, held them to 3.
They definitely did not break and only bent, as the adage goes. Here comes Indy, and their return going to be stopped and brought down on the 30-yard line. That is where they're going to start. And in the previous drive, you guys were not here for that. It was a 76-yard touchdown by Indianapolis in their very quick, that was only a 44-second drive previously, and now they're going to look to replicate their success in that drive. They're going to start off with split backs, twins formation. As the defense shows 4 on the line, they will rush 6, but here's a swing pass to Christian Pierce. Christian Pierce tries to break away. It's a 2-yard pickup. Is there an injury in the field? There is. It's Christian Pierce, of all people, with the injury.
I hate to see that. Christian Pierce is really the anchor of that backfield and a solid player and a popular target for Colin Pierce. So we hope he's okay. We'll get an update at some point.
Christian Pierce, 31 carries in the season, 71 yards, 2.3 average. He definitely was the person who gave them their first downs in the week 1 victory. Without him, it might be a tougher game for Indianapolis. Here they line up in their ace formation. Once again, it's going to be a handoff. It's Tino Sosa replacing Christian Pierce in the halfback position. He's going to pick up about a yard more out of that play.
John Patrick Levine wrapped him up, and Tino Sosa now suddenly has a big load on his shoulders, along with Joel Harleman, fullback for the Ramblers.
Lining up here with single back bunch right. Wow, Colin Pierce had all the time in the day, but the Jacksonville defense, that defensive backs of Jacksonville putting on the coverage right there, and another forced 4th down against Indy.
Yeah, both these teams have it in common that there's been one receiver that has really been the standout so far through 2 games. And for Ramblers, it's Ryan Roosevelt. And they haven't been able to get him any catches so far today.
They sure haven't. And that is credit to the defense, the defensive coverage of the defensive backs of Jacksonville, who have limited this offense by Indy. You take a look at the numbers of the quarterbacks in a sec, but so far Bruin 6 for 9, 66% completion rate. Colin Pierce 5 for 9, 55% completion rate. But finally, it's OJ Bruin back in the field with the offense to try to extend their lead. Here they go inside their 32-yard line. Sorry, their 26-yard line. Here's the carry down the middle by Vakarian. Vakarian enforcing his will on the defense as he gets brought down.
Yeah, it's great blocking up front to spring him up the middle. There's a great hole created. Lead block gets through cleanly. So just next level running, next level blocking. Shepard Vakarian, you never want to meet that guy in the open field. He'll lower his shoulder and drag you a few yards.
By the way, our statisticians have been on point tonight. That stat pop-up showing 38 yards for Vakarian. Our statisticians on point on that. 4.2 yards per carry for Vakarian. But it's a throw here for Bruin. Ooh. Bruin tried to throw that, couldn't get the ball away. He's gonna get sacked here, John. What happened there?
It looked like he was thinking about throwing that off of his back foot. He thought better of it, tucked it, and then Mac Dre just back there making a huge hit. I'm glad he popped back up after that because that was an enormous hit. But 10 yards lost on that play sets him up with a long 2nd and 20.
That is the first sack awarded to Mac Dre, first sack of the season, which would also count as his first tackle of the season. He brings them down for a 10-yard sack. And look at where OJ Bruin has to start. Erased essentially the first down of Vakarian. He's going to throw deep. Weston will get the catch there for a 14-yard pickup, almost eliminating the 10-yard sack.
Yeah, when in doubt, just find Weston in the open field. He got about 14 yards on that one. So that definitely makes up for the 10-yard loss. It's still kind of a third and pass situation here, but that at least set him up for something manageable on 3rd and 6.
And that is likely what's going to happen here as they line up in spread. They've almost always passed in this formation. but they're going to move Dot Williams into the tight end formation, their actual role in the team. Here's a rush again, and oh my goodness, 2 sacks in the same offensive drive as Mac Gray destroys OJ Bruin.
They put Dot Williams in motion. We thought maybe he would actually go out into space to try to run and get open, but instead, I don't know if there was confusion on that front line, but Mac Dre just able to get past everyone. Looked like some of the guards didn't know what their assignment was. That was a very big lapse for Jacksonville. Now Indianapolis is going to get the ball back.
That was incredible pass rush by Mac Dre, a clinic by them. Mac Dre essentially providing about 19 yards lost against Jacksonville on just those 2 plays alone, forcing the punt. Indy will start in their 23-yard line, and boy, that was incredible defense by the big guy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Mac Dre, listen, stats on the D-line are not always that important, but, he's been pretty blanked for the first few games. No tackles, no sacks, only a couple of pressures, but he's gotten 2 huge sacks in this game so far. So they're heating up on that defensive line for the Ramblers.
The D-line, though, making room for their linebackers to shine with all of those TFLs.
Yeah.
But now it's Indy's offense back on the field with Colin Pierce. Nice throw down the middle. That was in the hands of Randy Pierce, but it was dropped, unfortunately, as Young Vaught once again being involved in that defensive play.
Yeah, Young Vaught just lowering a shoulder right into the chest of Randy Pierce, knocked that loose. And wow, yeah. But Young Vaught, really one of the MVPs of this defense in the real going.
Recording 1 pass deflection after that 1 TFL 1 quarter ago. Here's Colin Pierce looking to throw once again, taking his time, and that might have been just a little overthrown as the pass falls incomplete. Ryan Roosevelt unable to catch that.
Yeah, Roosevelt and Pierce just don't seem on the same page so far this game. I think it was a bit of an overthrow, but that was in Roosevelt's orbit. I think he probably still could have come down with that.
That was just the 3rd target to Roosevelt. You see there, 0 for 3. That connection not on point so far. Jacksonville will rush 5. Here's Colin Pierce. Colin Pierce looks downfield, finally finding a man. And Banfield, with a nice catch, will bail them out of another punt, potentially, but he gives them the first down.
Yeah, Banfield going over the century mark on that catch, and he's been a very large percentage of those 137 passing yards for Colin Pierce so far this game. It's been really the bright spot for this offense.
Over 100 yards, as you pointed out, catching 3 of the 4 targets. This time it's a handoff, but Tina Sosa will be brought down by Jacksonville. The Jacksonville core, the defensive core, has been, so far a little okay on the defensive end, at least last week, able to hold off Charleston enough to be able to force a comeback, 14-0 comeback from the second quarter, where they won in overtime. But here they are in the ace formation. Another handoff goes nowhere, and Sosa, I think John Sosa is just going to have a bad time tonight.
Well, and Charleston's offense is a little bit more balanced than the Ramblers, so when the Kings only need to really focus on one aspect, which is keeping Colin Pierce in check, they can have those big wins. And yeah, wow.
They did make the long pass for Colin in check, as Colin Pierce could not find anyone, had to settle for the out route there for 6 yards. And I agree with your point, John, that Charleston offense will definitely pose a bigger threat balance-wise. And Indy will have to find their own balance as well this game, as without Christian Pierce, it looks like they are heavily pass-skewed with their offense. But here's a return by Jacksonville. Oh, what a return by Beasley. And just before we start their offensive drive, we're going to get a game update from the other game. Cam, what you got there?
Thank you, Mark. Your Indianapolis not the only team down a running back today. GP Wells hurt in Houston. So on 3rd and goal at the goal line, Dave Burr is going to hit Tiberius Bovine for a touchdown. Houston settled for a field goal early in the red zone, got a touchdown late, 10-7 up on Alamo City as they start the third quarter. Back to you in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's not going to stop out of that formation. They really like that formation with 3 wideouts and Vakarian in the backfield. This time it's a pitch to Vakarian, John, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They get 5 yards out of that play.
Yeah, Vakarian really is one of my favorite kind of archetypal running backs of just being able to get another 3 yards or so after contact. He just drags, rolls over people. His legs are always churning.
Dot Williams getting the carry. That's about their third carry of the evening. And what is that, a 2-yard gain for Dot Williams? Still something that'll push them closer to the first down and hopefully giving Vakarian more of room to play with. 3rd down and 2. They line up in the same exact formation. Joker set with Dot Williams in the offset I formation. Dot Williams getting the carry again, and Dot Williams says 2 yards. How about 3 more for the first down?
Yeah, the Dot Williams as fullback thing is working out okay. I mean, he's not a bad blocker, obviously, but he's doing okay in the run game as well. Got that first down, and they're going to keep moving the chains.
We're going to have Dot Williams in the rushing board stats for Jacksonville, but that will be the 2-minute warning of this game. The score is 10-7 Jacksonville in Jacksonville's favor with the ball in their hands. They're looking to extend the lead coming into the end of the first half. Here we go. In their 40-yard line, 2 minutes to go. And their twin set. And OJ Bruin looking to pass. The rush was coming, and oh boy, that looks like an interception, John.
Kenneth Gaston Jr. almost had a pick six. I think he was thinking about the run back before he was actually able to make the catch. He wishes he could have that one back because that was right to him. That would have been a huge turn of events.
He already practically had both hands on the ball, but basically bricked it as it just bounces off his gloves. Unfortunate, but still limits a potential big play. They're going to get the handoff to Vakarian, who picks up 3 yards. They're going to not play quickly, as it looks like they want to try to burn the clock and hopefully get the last play of this first half. We'll see.
Yeah, that seems to be their plan. Looks like they're trying to slow things down and run this thing out.
It will be a pass out of the quad formation, and OJ Bruin looking for a receiver downfield, and unfortunately for him and Joe Beasley, it's an incompletion. Joe Beasley, that target once again covered. Last time, a target to Joe Beasley did not. He targeted Joe Beasley for the touchdown last time, but did not get another incompletion here.
Yeah, he's been blanketed pretty closely so far.
Here's the punt. Back to Indy's side. They will catch it in the 12-yard line. Brought down at about the 19-yard line. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year, and there is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Here's Indy. Back with the ball with 1.5 minutes to go. Trying to put more points on the board and cut the lead to, 0. Colin Pierce with plenty of time once again will look and throw downfield. That's a nice completion to Ryan Roosevelt. Finally, after a while, getting a catch.
Yeah, that's his first catch of the game after 3 targets before this. So yeah, that's a huge thing to get Roosevelt going, especially in a crucial moment like this 2-minute drill.
Spread formation for Indianapolis. Handoff. And it's Christian Pierce. Christian Pierce is back from the dead and back into the land of the living. We'll get a 3-yard carry. Welcome back, Christian.
Yeah, good to see him back. He at least gives them a chance to mix things up. Maybe split him out wide to go in the flat in the passing game as well. So even though he's not eye popping on the stat sheet, it's still an important part of this offense.
Well, we have Christian Pierce in the backfield with 3 wideouts and one single tight end set here. They're going to rush the middle linebacker for Jacksonville. Oh, a throw to Devon Lloyd goes. Actually, it becomes an incompletion, and that'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, Devin Lloyd, he had that right in his hands. He had some space upfield. Even had a blocker in tow. That was just a drop, plain and simple.
And that's not what they want to see in this play where they line up in their empty set. 5 wideouts. That is number 84, Jeff Banfield, motioning from right to left. Jay Bruin will face 3 rushers. Oh my! A throw to the right to Rob Hunt. His first catch of the season. It's a nice catch for a first down. They're going to go into hurry mode, same formation, empty set. Colin Pierce throws down the middle. This time, Ryan Roosevelt with his 2nd catch of the day will put the inside the 30-yard line in the 27. They're going to keep going. They're already in field goal range. Is Colin Pierce down the middle of the field again? And boy, that's into coverage, John. That was a dangerous pass.
Yeah, Alex Bond almost came up with that one. The other leading tackler on this Jacksonville Kings defense. Colin Pierce is looking good in this drive, though. Rob Hunt with his first catch of the season. 6'6" receiver. You want to get a guy like that involved, and they did on this crucial drive.
Here we go again in the single back 3 wide out formation for Indy. This is the previous formation where Devon Lloyd had the drop, but Colin Pierce will throw down the middle. It's another dangerous pass, another deflection. You're really looking to force that ball to Ryan Roosevelt.
Yeah, John Patrick Levine having a solid game so far. He got his hands up, and that was another dangerous pass from Colin Pierce, but he'll get another shot with 3rd and 10, 40 seconds left in the half.
We'll see here. They have yet to call their last time out here in the 2nd quarter. 41 seconds to go. Once again, back in their empty set formation. 3rd and long. 10 seconds left in the play clock. Colin Pierce, deep step back. Will throw the ball down the middle. Another catch. This time, it's the Jeff Banfield, who is playing out of his mind. 5 receptions over 130 yards. They're going to keep going in their hurry up. And they're going to finally have to put the ball down. It's a spike. And Indy, actually without their last timeout, will forced to spike in that play. 2nd and 10, 28 seconds. They might be able to let go of maybe a couple more plays here before the half ends.
Yeah, they're in good shape to try to get this in the end zone.
Here we go. As Bruin will make it a swing pass. That is about a 5-yard gain. They're going to go in the hurry up here. Same formation and the spread for Indy. Colin Pierce to the right side. Once again, that's a touchdown. It's Ryan Roosevelt. He started 0 for 3, and he gets 3 straight, including a touchdown.
I was confident. That was just a confident drive from Colin Pierce and these receivers. I thought they were letting too much time go off the clock. I thought they needed a little more urgency, but no, they left it till the last 10 or so seconds, giving Jacksonville no time to try something at the end of the half. Great drive by Colin Pierce, a great drive by Ryan Roosevelt.
That drive, 11 plays in under 1 minute and a half, capped off by that short 5-yard pass to Roosevelt. Look at this look at these numbers: 6 of 10 in terms of passing for that drive, 72 passing yards. The only run play by Christian Pierce for 2 yards, and they score it, getting the lead coming into near the end of the first half. They're going to leave Jacksonville with 14 seconds, about maybe 10 after this punted return. They're going to return it all the way to the 35-yard line. Uh-oh.
They grabbed his face mask. Let's see if it's it's a purse. Wow. So this is interesting. I mean, 9 seconds is not a lot of time, but they're going to be at the 50-yard line.
This pretty much makes it a Hail Mary range for Jacksonville. A Hail Mary for a touchdown.
Jacksonville could throw one about 20 yards down the field and try to get their field goal unit out. They've got 2 timeouts, so interesting call here. They may just run this ball though. Wow.
True. Ooh. They do line up in their single wideout set as Dot Williams will get the handoff. They're going to keep going, finally calling their timeout here with 3 seconds to go. 45 yards. That's going to be about a 62-yard attempt if they even try to make the kick in.
They're going to air this out. I think OJ Bruin's going to try to get this into the end zone. Yeah, that probably would not have been how I handled those last couple plays, but Jacksonville's probably pretty content. I think they get the ball at the beginning of the half, so they're probably figuring they've got another shot here without taking too many chances.
Bruin will make the attempt to throw deep for the end zone. It is a nice completion to Weston with a one-handed catch. That was an incredible catch. That was the end of the first half. We're going to see the replay here. I'm going to have to call it the nice hands catch of the game at the end of the first half, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K 23. And that is the end of the first half of this game. And what started out, seemingly in Jacksonville's favor in the clutch, or basically grabbed the lead in one time they had the 3-play drive, John, and then they had the 11-play 1.5-minute drive to end the first half. They're close. They're keeping it close, and in fact, with the lead here, they might be the ones looking to chew out the clock and put the chokehold on Jacksonville.
Yeah, and with their suspect running game, that's tough for Indianapolis. Feels like they need to probably score more points, get ahead enough to be able to punt, I guess. But Indianapolis impressed me. Both these teams came in with 2 really high caliber, high volume receivers, and even though Weston and Roosevelt have both gotten involved in this game, the Jeff Banfield over on the Ramblers, huge game. Kingston Ellington on the Kings, huge game. So it's a good day for other receivers besides those 2 stars get involved in the game plan.
And both quarterbacks are pretty much perfect, at least in terms of no interceptions tonight.
Yeah, mistake-free football for sure, which is always good.
We do say that there were some defenders who had dropped potential interceptions in the first half, John.
We don't have to talk about that. We just big play.
We're gonna have to talk about this return though, as the Jacksonville Kings will return it to the 39-yard line off of the kickoff, and that's where they're gonna start the second half, as Beasley averaging 38 yards of kick returns in the evening. That's a pretty good average for a kick returner.
Yeah, Beasley is a good return man. He's one of the leading returners in terms of yards in the league, and I think today is going to put him closer to the top.
OJ Bruin and company will line up in their offset eye spread, their bread and butter for this evening. Bruin feels the rush, will have to run. He will run down the middle, almost getting the first down. That's about an 8-yard pickup for the fastest quarterback in the league. And what a run by the guy.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to break that, actually. I thought he was going to split those defenders and take off, but he had to pull up a little bit because he had one of his own guys in front of him. So, but that was impressive. He got flushed out, he got chased around, and cut up field for 8 yards.
Opens up the room for them to hand up to Vakarian in second and short. Vakarian tried to push the pile. That's still short. That's about a credit card width in terms of how short he is to the first down marker.
Yeah, Vakarian's had a good game so far, but you can see how the Ramblers have stopped the run in other games so far. They have a presence in the backfield, always.
They sure do. They do like to rush multiple linebackers. Gonna rush multiple linebackers there again, but look at that. Finding the edge is Sean Sanders, who's average of 2.6 so far in the evening, but in that one play, that was 2.6 yards, enough for a first down.
Yeah, you got that right. He pretty much got exactly what he needed to. I thought he might have been stopped back there, but found the edge and got just enough to move the chains.
So here they are, single back, 3 wideouts. Looks like a little late handoff to Vakarian. Oh boy, that line was just stuff, congestion, a traffic jam, and Vakarian late to work. In fact, will put Jacksonville. Oh, they say it's a 1-yard gain. I thought it was a loss for them.
Yeah, I thought Jack Russell had the tackle for a loss, but they did credit him with about half a yard there. But yeah, like I said, if there's any congestion in that backfield, this Indianapolis Ramblers team is pretty good at wrapping guys up.
OJ Bruin short step back. Oh, nice pass down the middle. We'll find his tight end Jim Copeland, who will pick up his second target and catch of the evening for a first down.
Yeah, nice soft hands from Jim Copeland here. Oh, just right there, delivered perfectly. If he didn't have a defender in his pocket, he probably would have had another 10 yards on that reception.
9 for 14, over 138 yards for OJ Bruin. That was what looks like one of the first few short step backs from OJ Bruin working to fruition. This time it's a handoff to Vakarian. Many of those late handoffs, those halfback draws down the middle has been working wonders for Vakarian in the ground game.
Yeah, it has. These blockers up front. We've talked about Indianapolis being able to get pressure and congestion inside, but the blockers have also been really good, especially up the middle with Vakarian.
Well, we saw this story before, John, and this time Sanders unable to find the edge. In fact, he finds nothing, finds negative yards after getting tackled by Telemex Scarborough, picking up his second TFL of the evening.
Yeah, Sanders definitely the more evasive of the two, but when he gets touched, he usually goes down pretty quick. So with this defensive front, that happens quite a bit.
Deep step back by Bruin, and that wasn't enough.
Guess who?
Oh no!
Oh no!
No!
Oh
Bruin.
Man!
I mean, he got sacked twice, and you were gonna say, guess who? That was Mac Drake, this time delivering the kill shot. Not that he killed OJ Bruin, but definitely brought him down.
I was worried about that hit in the second quarter that Mac Dre put on him, and that one actually put him out of commission.
Oof.
So Price is going to come in, and that's a huge turn of events. Hopefully we'll get a word soon on what's going on with OJ Bruin. That was a big hit.
Very big hit. Well, out of that too, they're going to force the punt. Jacksonville fans and viewers in chat today devastated, but what a punt.
What a punt.
Kicking the coffin corner over there. That looked like inside the 5-yard line, John.
Yeah, that's going to be a really tough field position for Indianapolis. 3-yard line, they're going to officially say. And with this running game, this is going to be an interesting drive. Let's see what Colin Pierce does here.
With Christian Pierce back from that little injury scare, he's going to be able to, with this first play, pick up 5 yards. Nice gain for him. Probably trying to get himself back on the road in terms of, he probably cooled down when he was in his stretch.
Well, yeah, that carry was twice his average so far this season. So good carry for Christian to get them out of the shadow of their end zone.
Here's Colin Pierce looking to throw downfield. Oh, man, wide open. Nice pass right there as Jimmy Wint. First target of the evening, in fact, and we'll get a nice first down for the team, moving them out of the shadow of their end zone. And what a start in this drive by Indy.
Yeah, Wint got absolutely flavor blasted by young Vaught. That was just an enormous hit. Another tackle for Vaught, but wow. Big impressive catch from Jimmy Wint to hold on to that.
John Martin actually unable to make the play as Wint just run by him. But here they go, 1st and 10, and about their 25-yard line. Colin Pierce, a little underthrown. The pressure got to him, making him throw an ugly pass there.
Yeah, that was kind of a duck, and Havo Ramsey was really in that vicinity anyway. Had good coverage on that pass. And yeah, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Although Jacksonville yet to record a sack against Colin Pierce, so this protection has been pretty nice for them. But here's a handoff. Oh, big hit
Wow.
against the running back. It's about a 2-yard gain, but oh man, you gotta feel the pain.
Oh, young Vod just laying the lumber on these Indy defenders on this drive. On these Indy receivers, excuse me, on this drive. Unbelievable.
By the way, that's not the first time Devon Lloyd lined up in the halfback formation to get a pitch. But this time, here's a pass. Oh, is that be the hot potato drill not going Jacksonville's way? That could have been an interception. They wanted that back. Trying to target Ryan Roosevelt once again. It's another case of Roosevelt syndrome where throw it to the one guy, and of course, Jacksonville's going to key in on that one guy.
Yeah, Pierce is not, aside from that Jimmy Went pass, it's not a lot of change-ups here, and they're going to have to punt this already.
Fair catch in the 36-yard line, and between the punt and the good defense, Jacksonville finds himself in incredible field position to start this part of their offense.
Looks like, Travis Brown is going to be in for Jacksonville at quarterback. We'll see if they lean on Shepard Vicarian here without their leader, O.J. Bruin, in the huddle.
1st and 10. We'll see if that happens. We land their twins formation. They're going to pass out of this. It's a pass to Weston. I think it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, John. If you have Weston in your roster, just throw it in his in his airspace, and Weston's gonna come down with it.
Yeah, I mean you're probably right. I mean, just in Weston we trust. Even though, let's give credit where credit's due from Travis Brown. That was an absolutely perfectly placed ball between two defenders. So that was when in doubt, throw it in his orbit. And Weston quietly, I feel like, has over 100 yards on the day.
Trying to catch up to Jeff Banfield's over 130 yards. And Brown looking to throw again. Brown, there's a pressure behind him, but lets the ball go. And oh my goodness! What a throw! And then Jim Copeland climbing the ladder to bring that ball down. What a huge catch and play by Jacksonville.
Well, Travis Brown is not as agile as O.J. Bruin, so I'm kind of surprised they're not sending more defenders. He bought himself just enough time to get that off. It looked like Telemax Scarborough was close to making a sack there. But he had enough time to find Jim Copeland, and Strive is looking pretty good so far.
Another pass play. Look at Travis Brown. 3rd pass attempt in a row. This time, Copeland is covered on that play. Copeland with 4 targets after that one. 3 receptions in this receiving core. So far, only Ellington, Weston, and Copeland have any catches for the evening. 2nd and 10. Jacksonville finds themselves in the 22-yard line of Indy. Travis Brown once again throwing. Is that a catch? It is. And it's a touchdown. Weston picks up 6 out of nowhere.
Weston goes up for this, and he gets helicoptered in midair, and it doesn't matter. He holds on to it. What an impressive and quick drive, not even leaning on Vicarian or Sanders. Just throws that up, and what a hit, but he holds on to it.
And that will put Jacksonville in the lead. That is, I believe, the 2nd lead switch of the evening. Here is the extra point pending. Jacksonville pushes their lead to 3. What a drive by Jacksonville, capping that out. Despite O.J. Bruin not on the field, but he was on the field in spirit. As Travis Brown, how about back-to-back passing plays from him, completing 3 of 4 passes, 64 yards, including the 22-yard touchdown. What a drive, John.
Yeah, that was a really impressive drive from a player that had to come back, come into the game on short notice. And even though I expected them to hand it off, they said, "No, here are the keys. Go find your receivers," and he did.
Yeah, it helps that they have very good receivers, but I mean, the coaching staff making it so that any quarterback can make any play, and they sure made play. But
Absolutely.
now it's Indy's turn, though. They're going to try to answer back. They have answered back on several occasions. It's going to be a handoff here. Christian Pierce will get about 3 yards, they'll say, and a little quiet start for this drive as they're 3 points down. It's still a close game. I don't think they're in any rush yet.
Yeah, it still feels like anybody's game. I mean, Indianapolis can absolutely make some adjustments and probably answer what Jacksonville just did on defense, but now they've got to really focus on getting the ball down the field because their offense has looked a little anemic here in the second half.
Joker set. They're going to throw out of this. Colin Pierce throw to the right side. And out of single coverage. Couldn't find his man. Colin Pierce will find himself in 3rd and 7. It's 3rd and long once again. And the last time they were here, several times actually, they were in this position, John. It's been a throw to Roosevelt, and more often than not, it has been an incompletion.
Yeah, I think that was the right decision, but not the right pass. 3rd and long here. This is a huge third down.
Huge for them, given the closeness of this game. Colin Pierce taking his time, throwing the same direction, and this time it's a catch. This time his receiver's open, and Jimmy Wint with his 2nd catch of the evening. Everyone in chat, or no, that's not Jimmy Wint, that's Hunt with his catch of the evening.
Yeah, and Jacksonville sent 3 rushers and then did a soft zone. So, really all those receivers just had to run themselves open, and Rob Hunt did it, found the little seam, and came down with the ball. An interesting play call from Jacksonville not to send a little bit more pressure on Colin Pierce.
After that Rob Hunt catch, it's going to be a handoff to Christian Pierce. Christian Pierce meeting a flurry of purple uniforms there. Another 3-yard carry for him. I mean, it's not, you'd want at least over 4 yards per carry, but at least it starts them, it's not 0 yards, it's not negative yards for them.
No, it's a solid foundation.
Out of split backs, Colin Pierce will throw once again, and this time Ryan Roosevelt will get a catch. Ryan Roosevelt, by the way, after that target, has had 11 targets. This is only his 4th catch of the evening. So Jacksonville really keying up on that single individual this time, caught by Roosevelt.
Yeah, and I think Pierce knew he was going to Roosevelt the whole time. He just, it was quick release and saw the softness there on the corner route and got him in space, and that was a great decision.
Pierce up to 264 yards in the evening, 2 touchdowns. Solid passing night, and another solid pass down the middle. What a catch by Badfield, the other superstar on that receiving core and the receiving leader between both teams after that play.
Yeah, Banfield trying to catch up to Ryan Roosevelt, and he's doing a great job in this game. I think that's puts him over the 150-yard mark for the evening. He's just been really Colin Pierce's most consistent target in this game.
Looked like he broke a tackle on one of the linebackers when he broke his route towards the middle. Here's Colin Pierce once again, pressure behind him. Will let that ball go quickly, and wow, what a play. Devon Lloyd with a nice catch, a nice swing pass to him, finds the edge and the 1st down.
I love that play. I mean, even when it's been well defended, it still gets 4 or 5 yards, and this time it gets a full 10.5. So Indianapolis is in business. They can still get a 1st down without a touchdown, but this is essentially goal to go.
They have not found themselves in the red zone often, but the few times they have, it has been for 2 scores. Looking to put more points on the board this time. They line up in single back, a bunch on the left, getting lots of blockers on the left. Devon Lloyd will pick up about 4 yards, unable to generate more yards out of that. Those blocks were good, John, but I think a little too slow by Devon to make any use of those blocks.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can see what happens when you toss the ball out to your wide receiver a lot. He's not used to having all those blockers in front of him. He's used to just getting up field as fast as he can. So
Yeah, I agree. This time it's a Christian Pierce getting a carry down the gut. He'll pick up about a couple yards, setting up 3rd and 3, and it's 3rd and 3, but they're also really close to the end zone. This might as well be 3rd and goal for them.
yeah, they could still technically get a first down here, but they're thinking touchdown. And we'll see what they dial up here. Looks like possibly a run, but we'll see what they do.
They got 2 tight ends. And out of their Joker set here, they're going to motion one guy to the right side. Christian Pierce is in the backfield. Look at the handoff. Christian Pierce. Oh, he will go nowhere. That's, in fact, that was a Christian Pierce. That was Tino Sosa, actually, who got the handoff, and that play goes nowhere. What a stop by Jacksonville, forcing the 21-yard field goal.
Yeah, young Bot was able to get into the backfield and wrap Tino Sosa up, and just nothing going on that play.
That was the field goal is up and good, and that will tie the ball game. What a game we've had so far. We've had 2 ties, we've had 2 lead switches, and the score now 17-17. Indy back in the game.
Yeah, what a game so far. Back and forth.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're liking what we're doing, if you ever want to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster, we are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for the next minor league season, kicking off in just a few months. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved. And oh, what a huge hit.
Wow.
Jacksonville will start on their 25-yard line. They have so often in this game, they have posed the question to ND. They score, get a touchdown, and pose this question: can you answer? And ND says yes. And look at this. We're just pretty much back to square one with over 10 minutes left in the ball game.
Yeah, might as well be 0-0. We're about to head into the last frame here. And yeah, you couldn't ask for a better game between 2 pretty evenly matched opponents.
Here we go. 1st and 10. They're going to line up in their empty set in first down. Interesting choice here. We'll see if they try to throw long. They will. Ruin feels the pressure. Has to throw a wobbler. At least gets that ball out. And this pressure of the front line, John, has been just scary.
Well, that's what was missing from that last drive. They really let Travis Brown have as much time as he wanted to let that stuff materialize downfield. But this time, they're sending a little bit more pressure, and he is not a mobile quarterback like O.J. Bruin is.
Sorry, that was Brown, not Bruin, but Brown will find a throw here to Ellington, who picks up, that's about 9 yards, they say. And that, folks, will be the end of the 3rd quarter. 17-all. We'll be back after words from the league.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
We see right here, as we take a look at our injury update, still only with a sprained wrist. So fortunate for OJ Bruin to only come away with a sprained wrist after that injury. But we're back here.
Thankfully, it's not more serious, and maybe we'll see him in action toward the end of this game.
3rd and inches. Here we go. They're going to line up a single back here. I formation. Vicarian gets the handoff, and that is enough for the first down as Travis Brown, after the catch, or after the throw, finally hands it off here. Here's some of the numbers of Vicarian. 15 carries, 3.9 average. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been a good part of this offense to, give Indianapolis a little bit to work with in terms of, changing things up, maybe opening up those passing lanes for the Kings. It's just been a nice game for Vicarian.
He's handed to, this time, that's not Vicarian. It's number 26, Sean Sanders, with about a 9-yard carry. Sanders has his 8th carry of the game, picking up over 22 yards finally after that carry.
When you can see what happens when those blocks set up nicely for Sanders. Sanders can make those cuts and just start running vertically so fast. He got 9 yards in about a blink of an eye.
Fullback carry this time. Doc Williams also, that's their 6th carry of the game. And all 3 people who have had a carry over 6 carries, over 20 yards. I mean, none of them, this is about, 3.2 yards per carry across the board for the ground game. It has been enough to get them a first down just almost every time. Hand off to Vakarian. That looks like a 3-yard carry. It is, and they're just going to keep pounding the ball, it seems, here.
Yeah, this looks a little bit more like the drive I expected when O.J. Bruin went down and they put Brown in the game. Instead, Brown came out, airing it out, and had that incredible drive. But now Indianapolis has adjusted, and so has Jacksonville. They've adjusted accordingly, and this run game is starting to take shape.
It sure is. Here's a handoff. Oh, stiff arm brings the defender to the ground. What a play by Sean Sanders. Sanders, who has been a little, unproductive throughout the evening, finally gets a huge one and basically brings that one defender to the dirt, drags him to the dirt.
Yeah, he had that 9-yard scamper just a few plays ago, and now this time just get off me with that stiff arm. Looked a little bit more like Shepard Vakarian on that run. A really impressive run to get that first down.
Rushing 5 here by Indy, but a swing pass here to Vakarian. Vakarian picking up 9 yards. Jacksonville, even with Bruin out, they're finding many different ways to keep the ball moving, get those yards, keep the chains going. It's 2nd and 1 again.
Yeah, it's oops all backfield here for Jacksonville on this run, whether it's running or passing, but it's a nice formula, and Indianapolis has not adjusted well for it so far.
Heavy set. And Ellington moving from the offensive line to the wideout position. It's a pitch, though. Oh, Sanders tried to cut to the inside and finds nothing.
Well, he finds nothing except for Adam Wiseman, who just pummels him there for about a yard. Maybe they didn't give him anything on that, but wow, what a play. Adam Wiseman just living in the backfield.
Probably saw an open window, except Wiseman was in the window. Here is 3rd and 1. Same formation, same motion. Will we see anything different materialize out of this? It's a run to the opposite side, but Vakarian will go nowhere, and finally Indy answering back against the run game that looked like to dominate this drive.
Yeah, who else but Adam Wiseman? He's just really the heart and soul of this Ramblers defense. Forces a 43-yard field goal attempt. This is not a gimme. And we'll see if he can knock it through, though.
43 yards for the lead. Kick is up and good. That is good for Jacksonville as their 11-play, 47-yard drive capped off with a field goal will give them the lead again.
There's a reason kickers like playing in the dome. No wind. That was right down the middle. Did not waver at all. That was a great kick, and now Jacksonville is taking the lead. So a lot of lead changes in this game. This is a fun one, partner.
It sure is. Well, this fun game has been brought to you by APM Music. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the SFL. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Indy will get the ball back. We'll have to answer the question once again. Can you answer back? You're down again. And can you answer the 3 points to tie or get the lead with a touchdown? Christian Pierce, Colin Pierce, the whole gang is back in full force to let everyone know. But here they are lining up in their eye spread formation. The 27-yard line is where they're going to start. It's going to be a handoff to Christian Pierce. Gets a nice block down the middle, but before being tackled, and will pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, John Patrick Levine there for another tackle. He's had quite a few in this game. He's been kind of all over the place. I think that's the 6th tackle of the game. But, Christian Pierce starting to at least get these first down runs. A couple yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, setting him up for a more manageable second down.
And we'll see here with their manageable second down. It'll be a late handoff. Christian Pierce. Sorry, that's not Christian Pierce. It's Sosa. And Sosa really having a hard time tonight. Their 6th carry, and John, get this, under 1 yard to carry.
Yeah, Sosa, he hasn't really found an identity here on this Rambler squad so far, and it's a bummer to see. He's a talented runner, but they've just not really been able to utilize him, I think, the way that he could be utilized in an offense.
Take a back, bunch right. And a deep step back. Pierce, all the time in the world, tried to throw downfield. Unable to find his man. That was well covered. Young Vaught amongst all those. We've been calling this individual's name a lot. Young Vaught had with this 12 total tackles, 1 PFL, 2 pass deflections. He has been everywhere. He has been the control tower of this defense.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. That is an understatement. And forcing a punt here when it's been so back and forth feels pretty important for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville will return the ball to the 37 and start there. But before we start, let's hear back from Cam in the other game at Houston.
It was a Southern Division bloodbath, gentlemen. The league's leading rusher was injured in this game. Jay Mart was hurt in this game. And then Ace Fennec gets hurt on this interception in the 4th quarter. 6 minutes to go. Houston never gave Alamo City the ball back and wins the game 10-7. Back to you in Jacksonville.
Wow.
Ooh, bloodbath. That's definitely a perfectly enabled statement. But oh, how about this? Nice pass and catch from Travis Brown to Kingston Ellington, picking up their 4th catch of the evening, over 50 yards now. And Jacksonville is looking to extend the lead and try to put this game out of reach.
Yeah, that was a really nice looking pass. Just a ball right over the defender's head into Kingston Ellington. He's had, 73 yards on the day, something like that. So really impressive game for the number 2 receiver, Kingston Ellington.
Almost 100 yards, 82 in the evening. It was just a go route by him, but here's the carry to Vakarian. Vakarian just pushing bodies. You put 3, 4, 5. He doesn't care. He's going to get 6 yards.
That was incredible. Maybe the most impressive run of the day. I know it didn't get a first down. I know it wasn't a spectacular run, but just the ability for Shepard Vakarian to get met close to the line and just drag bodies about 6 yards, setting him up for a nice 2nd and short.
The embodiment of a workhorse, as in, those animals that carry the load on their shoulders. He sure carried that load of 3 human beings. But here is Sanders, who'll pick up a couple more yards, setting up 3rd and short. So now this is an interesting down for Indy's defense, because this will be pivotal if they can get their defense off the field and give their offense one last chance here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too cute with this. I'd hand the ball off to Shepard Vakarian and let him try to get that. They're showing not a super busy box. It looks like they could probably pick that up, but we'll see.
Weston in motion. I thought he would line up closer to the line, but instead just moves to the opposite end of the field. Here's the handoff. It's a fullback handoff, Doc Williams. That has always worked.
What
that has
a
worked
call.
for them. Of course, John, I think I've said this once or twice. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's that Dot Williams fullback run. It's gotten them several first downs this evening.
Yeah, just a really, really good call. Using Shepard Vakarian kind of as a decoy. Dot Williams just able to pick up those yards.
Pressure by the defense behind Travis Brown, but that's going to be a pass deflection there. 2nd and 10, and they're just going to keep burning the clock here. Oh, that's an incompletion, so the clock stops, but a handoff next play might just keep burning the clock.
Thomas Matthews is going to hate that game tape. He should have had an interception there.
They are almost inside the red zone. Here's a spread formation. Travis Brown looking to throw. Throws in the middle. Oh, Weston. Weston finds some room. Weston was almost in the end zone, forced out of bounds. The tackling midfield, I mean, they didn't even have a chance to tackle because Weston just burned them.
That was incredible. And obviously the run after the catch is what everyone's going to pay attention to. But if you go back and look at that replay later, just the way Jacksonville picked up those blocks. I mean, rushers were closing in, and they gave Travis Brown just enough time to sneak that ball out to Weston, pick up the first down. Now it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, I agree. And in fact, those extra rushers meant the midfield was just bare of any defenders. Here's a handoff. Oh, can Sanders get there? No, he gets stopped. Looks like there was a hole for him, but Indy able to plug the gap. It's 2nd and goal for them, but the clock is still ticking.
Yeah, I really thought Sanders had a shot there to kind of squeeze in there for a touchdown, but instead he got about 4 yards. So this is a really manageable 2nd and goal here with this run game.
And look at that. Guess who? Dot Williams is right there out of this formation. It's not a Dot Williams, Gary. It's a Vakarian Terry. He jumps in for the end zone. A decoy for a decoy becomes 6 points.
Oh, man. Shepard Vakarian is the specter that is going to haunt the Indianapolis Ramblers. They've just let him get 4, 5, 6 yards a carry in this game. He jumps over all the defenders to score a touchdown. That's the 2nd touchdown of the season. Huge game for Shepard Vakarian.
That was just a beautifully executed play. The little fake handoff to Dot Williams, at least it looked like to me like a fake handoff, and then the handoff to the eventual carrier, Vakarian. The Dot Williams, who is now turned into a run blocker, opening the hole that Vakarian jumped over. Everything was just well executed, and that's 7 extra points well deserved for Jacksonville.
Yeah, there's just a lot of balance. I mean, obviously the run game set up everything else, but Travis Brown, I'm impressed with him. He's not making mistakes in OJ Bruin's stead. This has been a day of mistake-free football so far. I don't want to jinx it, but both teams really, really showing out, not making big mistakes, not having the huge turnovers, playing clean games. And now, Colin Pierce has got to put something together pretty quick here.
Pretty quick with 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. Downfield is going to be where he's going to set his sights. And first throw of this drive is complete. Actually, what a catch. That'll pick up about 15 yards in that single play, but they're going to go in a hurry. Here comes Colin Pierce. 5 wideouts will throw to the right. Throw is complete, but that's just a short pass to Devon Lloyd. About a 5-6 yard completion. Still in the hurry up here. Throw to the left side again. This time, it's Rob Hunt with a nice catch. It's 4 straight completions. Things are looking good here for the passing offense. He step back, throw to the left side again, and this time, finally, the first incompletion in 5 attempts. But what a play. And that will be the 2-minute warning of this incredibly close game as Indy will try to create the incredible comeback. Down 10 points. Here comes Colin Pierce back in the the empty set. The defense might have to rush, might rush 5, we'll see. They will rush 5. Here's the pass to, oh no, it's an interception, as Jeff Banfield was the intended receiver, and that might have been the nail in the coffin that Jacksonville was looking for.
Just too risky of a throw. Dylan Bamsler there. I did jinx it, folks. Sorry. I said everyone's playing, but what a catch. We lost in that traffic. How good of an interception that was. Dylan Bamsler just coming down with it, and that should put the period at the end of this sentence. Jacksonville just able to put it all together, even though they lost their quarterback, OJ Bruin, for the second half. That
single play will, in essence, put this game to bed, but they'll have to finish their work. Here's a handoff to Dot Williams. The Dot Williams, who has been incredible in the previous drive. They're going to start forcing these timeouts now.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough to stop this team with this run game. Indianapolis just not able to stop it in the second half.
They now have over 120 yards on the ground between three carriers. Sean Sanders with 35, McCarron with 67, Dot Williams with 32. That carry for about a few yards. But it just goes to show that this has been your points at the beginning, John. The balance of offense of Jacksonville really is what put them over the edge.
Yeah, no, it's the balance has really been, and they started it early. They didn't know they were going to lose OJ Bruin, so they set the game plan early, and it ended up being the game plan that I think kept them afloat here.
McCarron will get the handoff. Can he get the first down? They'll say he's 1 yard short. I think he definitely was. His leg might have been on the first down marker, but the ball was definitely behind, and that will force the last time out of Indy. And they only have just under 2 minutes left to go, under a minute and a half to go. Oh, they're lining up to force the fourth down conversion here and just win the game outright.
Yep, they could do it right here. Who
And
else?
of course,
Who else?
the man, the myth, the legend.
It's
Dot
Dot Williams coming through, being the third head of this run game for Jacksonville. They're going to be able to run this clock out. What a victory for Jacksonville to go up 2-1 on the season.
What a victory indeed. Winning at home. They were on the road in their first 2 weeks and able to get one win out of those two games. And now they're just going to have to kneel the ball and secure the second win of the season. They're going to be happy, John, with what the offense has achieved tonight, but also what the defense has limited Indy to.
Yeah, Indianapolis, I think, obviously I'm impressed with Jacksonville's defense here. A young Vaught, it was just had an incredible game. But, Indianapolis has got to figure some stuff out on offense. I don't know what moves they can make, but that backfield is not giving them enough production to make the rest of their offense dangerous. They've got good weapons. I mean, Colin Pierce is a good quarterback. They've got great receivers. They could put this together, but that backfield's just not giving them the production they need. And so, yes, Jacksonville showed up with a good defensive game plan. But, Indianapolis was just pretty one-dimensional the way they've been the past few weeks.
They sure have, and that's what Jacksonville took advantage of this game. They're going to bring this ball game to the close. They're not going to snap the ball one more time. I mean, if I had to give my flowers to you, I agree it has been young Vaught in defense. But how about Dot Williams dotting the I and crossing the T's for this ground game? And that will be the end of this incredible game. It was a very close one 90% of the time, but just at the very end with 5 minutes to go, Jacksonville pulls away to win 27-17. As we look at some of the stats here, look at that. The run game, 147-22 rushing yards, incredibly lopsided statistic there. And time of possession would carry over to 26 minutes to 13. Dominating win despite the game score. All quarterbacks actually looking good here, despite, in spite of the one interception, John, of Colin Pierce. You mentioned about the incredible weapons of Pierce still looked pretty okay on the passing game.
Yeah, I mean, he made his mistake basically when, Jacksonville's defense knew it was coming, right? And,
right.
And even the interception in question was a spectacular play. So, yeah, Colin Pierce, to me, is not the issue with this Indianapolis team. It is the inability to run the football. We saw how that impacted the rest of this game. Time of possession. We saw a bunch of punts from Indianapolis because they could not stay on the field on the offensive side. We saw just how few first downs, how few yards per carry that they had. I mean, the Kings really dominated in a lot of different ways. When Colin Pierce is able to get stuff going in the passing game, that was really nice. But they can't just rely on the passing game because they'll be able to shut that down. Other teams will be able to do it. So great game for Jacksonville, persevering after losing OJ, and then just a great game on the ground. So impressive victory for Jacksonville.
And that is it for us. I'm Mark Lopez. That was John Warren, Frank Gooden, and Axel Raven. And for Cameron Irvine, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you have a good one. We have more games coming up. We will see you there. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.